Yes.
Oh, no.
Coach, you had 2 long touchdown drives in the second half where you threw the ball one time and ran it every other time. Is that what you wanted to see?
Yes. We felt at that time of the game we had to, be physical, and sometimes drives are about a mentality. And the plan was to go into it and not throw the ball, run the ball, and see if we could impose our will, which I feel that we did those 2 drives.
How do you feel about your team at 2-1 going into the bye?
I just told them in there I'm proud of them because I'm proud of them the way they work. And if they work like they do and they play with the energy that they do, I like this team moving forward. We know that we've got some deficiencies that we need to work at. We know, physically at some positions we're not as deep at some teams, but if we can compete and play and work the way we've been doing, I like this team.
It's always good to beat a rival, but you guys literally beat them down at the run game, and the defense was terrific.
Well, it's a great series against New Mexico State, and I got a lot of respect for Coach Martin. I really feel their team has drastically improved as of we, and they got a very young team, and they competed till the end. And I know he's proud of his team, and they're going to have a good season. But I was proud of our guys, and it was a very physical effort on offense, and I liked again the way that the defense flew around. There is some things we got to clean up on both sides of the ball, but all in all, the effort was outstanding.
The red zone defense really stood up to them. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's always good to come up with turnovers in the red zone. That's a swing there at points. And I think our offense was 6 for 6 in the red zone. That was a challenge for those guys. I thought the receivers played efficient. I thought Jamil, 13 of 16, 1 touchdown. I thought he was very efficient today, making the right reads. And again, Aaron Jones was outstanding the entire run game. And the offensive line, again, that's the 3rd week in a row they haven't given up a sack or had a penalty on the offensive line, in addition to rushing for over 300 yards. So my hat goes off to the offensive line, and that's going to be the foundation for our program here moving forward, because that's what it's built on.
+2 in turnovers tonight. What's it projected?
We're +6 on the year, and that's a trend that we've got to keep moving forward. There's things that we talk about, penalties. That was one thing that was disappointing tonight. We had 2 uncharacteristic personal foul penalties. I always tell the players I can tolerate penalties of aggression, but not penalties of stupidity. So those will be rectified tomorrow, and we got to clean those up moving forward. But all in all, the time of possession, 3rd downs, red zone, everything was outstanding. The kicking game was outstanding for the 3rd week in a row. And again, I think this team is just playing as a team.
Is that the biggest change about the defense this year, playmaking ability?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into it. They're tackling better, they're tackling cleaner. Assignment-wise, they're much cleaner, and a lot of that has to do they're in the 2nd year in the system. They were really dealt a tough hand last year, but again, they work, and guys have stepped up for guys that have been injured, and that's what a good team does. They pick up the slack when somebody's hurt. So again, hat goes off to the defense. They gave up the late touchdown, but again, held them to 24 points, and they've been playing well all year. We'll find out. I'm not sure.
Talk about that. You turn the ball over to start the second half. It's 21-10 there in your territory. The defense holds them to 1 first down, and they miss a long field goal. How big was that for the defense, for the whole team?
Well, that was huge. I was disappointed that we didn't start with a good drive because we had good field position. But we challenged the team to start off fast and get a stop. And the defense did their part and got a stop. But the offense took the next drive and drove it down the field. So it was a good start to the second half. And I felt going into this game they were going to be stacked to stop the run, and there was going to be some challenges early in the game running the ball that were going to turn into medium gains, bigger gains towards the end, and that's how it played out.
Nick Usher, 9 tackles. Roy Robinson didn't have the biggest game statistically, but he was everywhere. Let's talk about the growth of that young defensive line last week and to this week.
Well, they're very athletic, Nick and Roy. They're probably undersized for the defensive end spot, but they run, they play with extreme effort, and that's what we ask those guys to do, and they do a good job.
Only 1 punt tonight, Coach. Did the offense pretty much go exactly as scripted for the game plan?
It did. We were upset about that one drive, at the 3rd quarter. But, if you can punt the ball 1 time in a game, we'll take that.
Let's talk about how you guys kind of used Autry Golden. He had 4 catches, 35 yards. It seemed like he was close to breaking it every time.
Yeah, Autry's a dangerous player, and we're going to try to get the ball in his hands as a receiver, as a running back, as a returner. And he knows his role on this team, and he performs it excellent, And I really love Autry. I think he's going to be a special player for us the entire year.
Then I guess you technically didn't get any sacks, but you were sure chasing that guy around a lot. Did that make a difference?
Yeah, sometimes pressure or getting hits on the quarterback is just as effective as sacks. It forces them to throw off their back foot or have to move and, change the pocket. So, I thought there was good pressure on him, but I think that kid's a really good quarterback. He stood in there. He made some really nice throws. Again, I really feel New Mexico State's got a good team, and they're vastly improved, and, it took everything we had to beat them.
How do you feel about going into the bye with a win and preparing for a tough next game?
Well, it's always good to go into the bye, feeling energy. And, we've got some guys nicked up, that played hurt tonight. And my hat goes off to guys like Eric Tomlinson and Wesley Miller and those type things. I actually even read in the paper today that Eric Tomlinson was doubtful. So I never trust an injury report. That's why I never talk about injuries. But, those guys battled it out today. And, we got to get them healthy. So we'll probably ease off on some things this week and make it a mental week and work on fundamentals and try to get better as a team and get a little head start on Kansas State because they're a top 25 quality Big 12 opponent.
What was more impressive out of Jamil, 13 out of 16, or the way that he played on third down tonight?
I just like the passion. I know people doubted Jamil after those first two games. I'm not one of them. I got more faith in that kid. That kid's a winner, and I'll let other people doubt him. I'm not going to doubt him. I got more faith in Jamil Showers. He's a competitor. He's a great person. He's a great kid, and he went out and did a nice job for us tonight. If he can play like that efficiently, make his right reads, and he's going to help us win games. I'd bust your ass about that one.